Good morning, dear student. I am Vikram Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce from Mewar University. Today, in this lecture, we cover methods of charging depreciation. These are the content for regarding this lecture. Concept of methods of charging depreciation, straight line method, reducing balance method, depreciation fund method, process for applying this depreciation fund method, annuity method, and final comparative summary of straight line method, reducing method, depreciation fund method, and annuity method. Now let's start one by one. Methods of charging depreciation, the conceptual part. Now first we start from what is depreciation. Depreciation, it is the systematic allocation of depreciable amount of an assets over its useful life. Here depreciation means it is just systematic allocation of depreciation amount over the useful life of assets. This depreciation account for the reduction in the value of an assets due to usage, wear and tear, obsolescence and passage of time. This is the depreciation reduction value is causes. This is the causes for charges of depreciation. Here we have different methods are used to calculate and allocate depreciation. It is depending on the nature of assets, accounting policies and regulatory requirements for a particular business. So there are several methods used to calculating depreciation. Each affect the income statement and balance sheet differently. So the most common method are used straight line method, reducing balance method, depreciation fund method. Depreciation fund method also known as the sinking fund method or annuity method. These four methods in general way use. Now let's start one by one. The first one, straight line method. The straight line method, it is involve charging a fixed amount of depreciation in each year over the useful life of assets. Under this method, we have to charge depreciation amount fixed. Every year we charge depreciation amount, it is similar. It is up to useful life of assets. Here the depreciation calculate from this formula. Cost of assets, we have cost of assets, subtract residual value. Residual value means it is scrap value after the useful life of assets, then divided by useful life of assets. Now for regarding this we have one example. Cost of assets, suppose 50,000 rupees, salvage value, that is scrap value, 5,000, useful life, it is 10 year. From this information we applying this formula and calculate depreciation amount for charging every year. Cost of assets according to this example 50,000 rupees, then subtract residual value, it is 5,000, this is 45,000, then divided by useful life. Under this example useful life 10 year. Solving this 4,500, it is depreciation amount. This depreciation amount 4,500 we have to charge in profit and loss account every year up to 10 years, because our useful life is 10 years. For regarding this straight line method, we have advantage. The advantage is, first one, it is simple to understand or calculate easily. This method, it is simple. Second one, equal depreciation expenses every year, making budgeting easier. Under this method, we have charge exact amount, similar amount, fixed amount. Every year we charge depreciation fixed amount. So from this information we can prepare budget easily. Then suitable for assets where the benefit is evenly distributed over time. Now after that, disadvantage doesn't reflect the actual usage or wear and tear of the assets, because under this method we charge depreciation fixed amount every year, but it is not possible. Suppose we purchase any machine for production purpose, starting year, under starting year the depreciation amount it is low in actually, but in later year the depreciation amount is high, because the old machine we have to charge depreciation high. As it is same, second disadvantage mentioned here, overstated the value of an assets in the initial year. If its efficiency decrease over time, it means in starting year machine is new, then depreciation it is low amount. We require depreciation it is low amount, because new machine the repair maintenance expenses or wear and tear expenses or the usage expenses it is low. And old machine we require higher depreciation amount. So these are the disadvantages for regarding this method. Now then let's start next method, reducing balance method. Reducing balance method, also known as diminishing balance method, declining balance method. Under this method, every year our assets value is reduced from amount of depreciation, and then in next year we charge depreciation on reducing assets value. So for regarding this, the depreciation amount decrease each year because it is the calculating on the reducing balance method. Okay. For calculation of depreciation amount, here we have one formula: depreciation rate multiply book value of assets. For this we require depreciation rate, or book value of assets means cost of assets minus accumulated depreciation. Suppose we calculate depreciation amount on fourth year. We calculate depreciation for regarding fourth year. Then we have cost of assets, and then accumulated depreciation it is for starting 3 year. We subtract this, that is book value. Now for this reference we take one small example. The assets cost 50,000 rupees and depreciation rate 10%. Number of year we have 3 years. For regarding this, here we calculate depreciation amount and book value. For first year, depreciation 10% of 50,000 rupees. The amount is 5,000. Now, after ending of first year, our assets value, assets book value is 50,000 minus depreciation amount. It means 45,000 our book value after ending of first year. Now then, for calculation of second year, depreciation 10% of book value. 10% of book value means here we have 45,000 book value in starting of second year, or here we can say in ending of first year. So 10% depreciation on 45,000, that is 4,500. Now then, assets book value at the end of second year, 45,000 minus 4,500. It means 40,500. This is the ending book value of assets. Now after that we calculate in third year depreciation amount 10% on 40,500. This amount is 4,050. Then book value at the end of third year, it is 40,500 minus 4,050. Listen carefully. In ending of second year book value 40,500. So here we mention 40,500 minus third year depreciation. This value is 36,450. This is the reducing balance method. Here we charge depreciation on reducing balance. Every year after deducting depreciation we have value. On this value we charge depreciation in next year. Now for regarding this reducing balance method we have advantage. This method reflects actual wear and tear more accurately. It means in starting year charge depreciation amount is high and later year we charge depreciation in lower. The higher depreciation in an initial year when the assets is new and more productive. Okay. So this help in tax planning as more depreciation is charged in earlier year. As you know, this depreciation amount, it is allowable expenses for the calculating of taxable income. If we charge depreciation amount high in initial year, then our taxable income is low. Then on low taxable income we have to pay tax amount. So we can plan for regarding taxation through this method. Now then disadvantage, this method it is a complex method. Calculation it is very complex as compared to straight line method. Under straight line method we have charged depreciation fixed amount every year, but under this method we applying reducing balance. Every year the depreciation amount it is different or it is in declining way. The second disadvantage, lower depreciation charge in later year may reflect the declining utility of an assets. This is the main disadvantage. In the later year the machine is old. The expenses of wear and tear on old machine it is high, but in this method later year depreciation amount is low. This is important disadvantage for the practical point of view. This is all about reducing balance method. Now the next method, depreciation fund method. For regarding depreciation fund method, we also known as a sinking fund method. Under this method, the main concept is the company set aside a fixed amount each year into a fund from the profit of every year. From the profit and loss account, we have every year profit. From every year profit, some amount we set aside for regarding fixed assets. So depreciation is charged as a fixed amount, and then this amount we set aside and invest in the market. On this investment, earning interest to match the future cost of replacement. It means, suppose in the year 2024 we purchase one machine of rupees 10 lakh. This machine is use for 10 years. Listen carefully. In 2024, we purchased one machine of rupees 10 lakh. This machine, the estimated life, it is 10 years. This machine used for 10 years. It means after 10 years, it means 2034, we require new machine. Suppose after 10 years, we calculated or we estimated, it means around 15 lakh rupees we require after 10 years. So, for regarding this, in 2034, 15 lakh rupees, we have to plan from current year. It means 2024. Every year, we set aside a fixed amount from our profit. And then after 10 years, we have some bulk amount, and from bulk amount we can purchase new machine. The main logical concept is here, every year amount we invest in the market, and on this investment we earn some interest or dividend, and this interest and dividend also invest every year, and after 10 years we have bulk amount, and from this amount we can purchase new machine. Now, for regarding this, the advantage, ensure that funds are available at the end of assets useful life for the replacement. We have some amount, we have fund after useful life of assets. From this amount we can replace new machine. Useful for high cost assets which earn non-replacement cost. This is the advantage. Now then next, disadvantage, complex to manage and require proper financial management. This type of fund management we require proper management for regarding finance. The second disadvantage, interest earned may fluctuate, leading to uncertainty about the replacement cost. For regarding this investment, on this investment in future we will receive interest. This interest, it is uncertain, maybe fluctuate, maybe high, maybe low. So this is also one disadvantage for replacement of cost. Now after that, this is the process for applying depreciation fund method. It means it is accounting treatment for depreciation fund method. Listen carefully. At the time of providing depreciation, every year depreciation is charged on assets and the equal amount is transferred to depreciation fund account. For regarding this, we have to prepare the journal entry, depreciation account debit to assets account. Here we reduce assets value and we maintain depreciation fund account. Now then, this depreciation transfer to depreciation fund account. Okay, for regarding this journal entry, after that, investment of depreciation amount, this we have some amount, this amount, depreciation amount, invest in the market. For regarding this, we prepare the journal entry, depreciation fund investment account debit to bank account. Now after that, on this investment we receive interest. So for regarding interest, we prepare this journal entry, bank account debit to interest on investment account. Then after these 4-number journal entries, this interest amount, here we have to transfer in depreciation fund account. For regarding this, we have to prepare the journal entry, interest on investment account debit to depreciation fund account. This starting 5 journal entry we have to prepare every year up to useful life of assets. Now, after ending of the year, after the end of assets useful life, this investment we sale of investment at the end of useful life. For regarding this, we have to prepare one journal entry. The journal entry is bank account debit to depreciation fund investment account. Then we sell investment and we have money. From this amount, we can purchase a new machine. For regarding this, we prepare this journal entry, new assets account debit to bank account. Now, then last journal entry, write off the old assets. We have in balance sheet assets, these old assets we have to write off. For regarding this, depreciation fund account debit to old assets account. Then after this exercise, after the useful life, we can mention new assets in our balance sheet through a new amount. This is all about the depreciation fund method or sinking fund method. Now, after that, the next method, annuity method. Listen carefully. The annuity method involves charging depreciation based on an assumed rate of return on the cost of assets. For regarding this, the annual depreciation amount include both depreciation amount and the interest lost on the assets investment. This method is typically used for lease assets or assets with financing. We have different type of businesses. If any businesses acquire assets on lease basis or a financing basis, then this annuity method we can apply easily in that type of businesses. Depreciation, under this, depreciation is calculated using an annuity table. For calculation of depreciation, under this method we require one annuity table that provide a fixed annual charge based on assets cost and expected rate of return over its useful life. This is very complicated method. Under this, the advantage is reflect both the depreciation of assets and the interest on the capital invested in the assets. This is very important part. We have to adjust depreciation amount and also interest. Then second advantage, suitable for assets where the company incurred interest or opportunity cost. It means those type of business, they consider the opportunity cost. It means under this, if we purchase one machine, we have to pay money. If we not purchase machine, this amount we invest in market, then we suppose we earn interest, we have earned dividend, we have earned income. This is opportunity cost. Here we consider this both part. Now disadvantage, the disadvantage, it means this method is very complicated to calculation purpose. For regarding this, we require financial expertise. This method not widely used due to complexity involved under this method. in generally financing business, lease financing business, this type of method are applied. Now, after that, the comparative study. We have four method. For regarding this four method, here we compare in summary way. Straight line method, every year depreciation amount is constant, fixed. Suppose our useful life is 10 year, useful life of assets, it is 10 year. It means every year the depreciation amount is same. This method is simple method. This method is suitable for uniform use of assets like furniture. Then second method, reducing balance method. Under this method, every year depreciation amount is in decreasing way. Suppose first year 10,000, second year 9,000, then 8,000, then 7,000. The depreciation amount in every year it is in decreasing way. This key benefit, under this benefit is, in starting year the depreciation amount is high. If depreciation amount is high, you can get benefit in taxation point of view. Then this method, it is suitable with declining productivity. Suppose we purchase one machine, if we use machine in production purpose, the passing of time, the machine productivity is declining. That type of business you can use this reducing balance method. Now the next depreciation fund method. Under this depreciation fund method, every year we charge depreciation according to fixed or interest amount. Every year depreciation amount is fixed, but we also add under interest amount. The main benefit for regarding this, every year we can ensure the fund available. It means after ending of useful life, we have some bulk amount from the sale of investment, or we can easily purchase of new machine through this method. This method is suitable for large assets required replacement. It means those manufacturing business, their heavy plant and machinery expenses, and then after the useful life we require the heavy amount. So this type of business you can use depreciation fund method. Then finally annuity method. Under annuity method, every year depreciation amount it is fluctuate, it is vary, because we have depreciation amount and plus interest opportunity cost amount. It is based on the market fluctuation. We invest amount in market, every year we receive earning. The earning it is uncertain, so every year the depreciation amount it is vary. Maybe first year 10,000, second year 9,000, then third year 9,500. It is according to market fluctuation. The main benefit for this method, under this we consider interest on capital. Here we consider opportunity cost. If we invest money in market, if we not invest money in market and purchase any product, purchase any assets, here we consider opportunity. This method it is suitable where income generating fixed assets. We generate income from fixed assets. like for regarding vehicle, transportation business. From transportation business we require some truck, we some require vehicles. From this vehicle we earn income. That type of business, this annuity method we can use. Now this is all about this lecture. Thank you.